Hey, Grant Howard here again, from a slightly higher angle. What I'd like to do now is talk a little bit about how the game works and how it could change. Because what I'm going to describe is the 2016 version of the game, which has served us well till now, but as we're overhauling it, I'd like to maybe bring this up a little bit as well. The first part of any Royal Blood game is the Scrying Stage, where you do a tarot spread with the GM using only the major arcana to determine what obstacles and possibly opportunities await you as part of the heist. If you're interested in something, you are given a stock of silver coins which you place on these cards and add a detail or a wrinkle or an additional challenge. That way, the more people are interested in something, the more details it will have, and the harder it will be to solve, because once you want to overcome these things during the main part of the heist, you have to clear all of those silver tokens, all of those silver coins off the cards. Once they're clear, you've bypassed it, or maybe you've subverted it or evaded it, or you've even brought it into your own hand. The way this works, we use the tarot card deck as a random number generator. With the major arcana over to the side, we use the minor arcana and those court cards to generate a number roughly from 1 to 10. To access this, the first thing you do is pick a facet. Now, every character has a number of facets, and these are things which you rely on to get things done. It might be as straightforward as strong, or calm, or pretty, or it might be as weird and evocative as I light my cigarettes with dynamite, or I can slip between the seconds. Once you've wagered it, and you've said how you're using it to try and overcome or circumvent this problem, the GM, or as we call them, Fate herself in this game, draws a card. The higher the card is, numerically, the better the outcome is for you. So, on a 2 to a 3, not only is your facet broken, but you make the situation worse. But on an ace, not only is your facet absolutely fine, but you get to steal that heist element once it's been cleared of silver coins to use as an advantage later on in the game. And that's basically how it works. Your facets, you risk your facets by wagering them, and when they're broken, and when all your facets are broken, you invert, you flip your character card upside down, you become the worst possible version of yourself, and you've got one facet left, which is you. Once that's gone, you're toast. But I want to make this slightly more evocative and slightly more engaging and mystical, rather than just using it as a random number generator. I also don't want to write a game where every card we pull out, we have to go and consult a book. Firstly, what I'd like to do is come up with a means of applying the suits to have some information in the game, whether that's mystical or magical or mundane. For example, if I have a mixed success on a cups card, which is the suit of emotions and relationships and art and water, perhaps I have a useless but very keen person turn over to our side from the enemy, and now I have to deal with their help. Or maybe loose magic happens and it starts raining inside and it floods the area. Similarly, with swords, we can have gusts of wind or lies being revealed. With towers, we can have fire and creation. I want to give GMs the freedom and flexibility to use this and create their own interesting events within the game without having to refer to back to too many things. I'm also interested to try and use the major arcana in some way rather than keeping them cordoned off over in the heist planning section of the game. And finally, I'd love to come up with the mechanical space to have, if a GM knows about the tarot and understands the traditional meanings of these cards, they can GM with that as a result, rather than relying on the numerical value. In a normal tarot card draw, you don't want to get the 9 or 10 of swords. Those are universally thought of as pretty much the worst cards in the deck to draw. But in Royal Blood, it's good because it's quite a high number. I don't want to force people to learn the meaning of tarot to run the game or play the game, but I do want to provide space for that. I hope that's given you an understanding of how Royal Blood works in general and how you progress through each scene and each part of the heist. If there's something you'd like us to add, or you're interested in asking more questions about, stick it in the comments below and we'll get back to you.